Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the ABC podcast. On 1/3, Marcellus Howard here with B. Ellison, A. Millie. We have now shifted. I'm excited for these ones as well. First up, we have, there's really no nickname other than Isote.
Really?
I don't want to call him by his full name.
DC.
Okay, yeah.
DC.
I don't call him by his full name.
DC.
That's OG.
DC. Facts.
That's
Facts.
original.
Oh, yeah.
How you feeling, baby?
I'm good, man.
Appreciate you pulling up on us, man.
Appreciate y'all.
Look, speak to the mic,
Oh,
bro.
appreciate y'all. My fault. Let me speak into the mic.
Before we get underway, bro, we just had Mike up here. I want to talk about like how all of us are kind of intertwined. Me, you, Mills, him, Moon, in terms of how we all were at the same place at one time, and it kind of led to
be here.
yeah.
2
so
years later.
just kind of talk about
Yeah,
that a little
man,
bit.
it's definitely a blessing. I feel like that's just God work because I mean, you like you said, A. Millie, you, Scotty, me,
Scotty was there
Mike,
too.
Moon. When I was first got on the scene, I wouldn't say really on the scene, but when I really first do the one-on-one stuff, that was all a part of my first go around into now doing a pay-per-view and now y'all got the ABC crew and then me, Moon, Mike, and the pay-per-view ones is just a blessing. You know
All
what I mean?
together.
You get to see the growth from where it started to where it's at now. So yeah,
I remember we were at that B&B in Tampa, 2 a.m. We're watching YouTube videos. And I don't know how it came up, but I had just like seen tape. I've seen you play a few times by now. But somehow somebody came up with the nickname Isote.
Yeah.
I don't know who did. Somebody in that
shout
room did.
Shout out to Zell.
Zell, yeah.
Shout out to Zell, man, out Louisiana to run the Z League. He's the one because we drove from Louisiana to Florida, but on the car ride back from Florida, we just like, bro, you have to have a name that's just catchy. And then he's like, and then we just said, I don't know how it came up between A. Millie and Zell, and he was like Isote. And then on the car ride back from Florida to Louisiana, I changed my Instagram tag to Isote. And who knew where this YouTube stuff would take us? But now 2 years later, and we're here. You know what I mean? So
Let's talk about the matchup, man. It's the only matchup that had the least amount of time for preparation because you guys found on such a short notice. What's that process like?
that's why you just gotta stay ready. I'm always in the gym working on my game, working on my craft. If you stay ready, you don't gotta get ready. You know what I mean? But we already knew it was gonna be a quick turnaround for the guys that wasn't originally on the pay-per-view card in the first place. So for just to be here, that's enough for me. And now I just gotta do my work. You know what I mean?
Jumping ahead a little bit, you've been kind of right outside the discussion of the top fives. We've kind of integrated like the conversations around YouTube basketball to just build the space up. This opportunity for you to play one of, a lot of people have them at one, some people have them at two, top three though, right? Do you realize what this game could be for you? Because a lot of people have you as an underdog. Zay's been dominating. Do you realize that? Like, have you processed this all? Because you got voted in a week ago.
Yeah. I ain't really fully processed, but I do understand the high stake that people have Zay as. You know what I mean? Some people say he's in the tier of his own and things like that. I'm a competitor. You know what I mean? You put me in front of anybody, I'm trying to hoop. I don't really get into the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm about me. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, we got both check up. We got a pair of shoes on the same way. I got to put my shoes on. And it's about who could get stops and who could put the ball in the basket. And I'm always confident and trust myself.
I love it.
Why do you feel like you're going to win that matchup? What's one reason?
You know what I mean? Why would I go in here and think that he going to win? You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I'm a competitor. I'm never going to court and think that I'm going to lose.
Love that.
At the end of the day, that's what we're here for. We didn't get voted in to just get voted in.
Right.
You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I know it's going to be a tough task, but it is, like I said, I can win.
It's time to these matchups, fellas.
I want to talk to him. All right, one more question. Can you talk to me about your season performance? How you played during Chapter 2, Season 1?
Oh, I don't know. It was cool. So I started out in the 1v1s versus Bruce. That was solid. Like I said, shout out to Bruce and got nothing but respect. He's a dog. Like I said before, all of that, he was undefeated. And I had to adjust. You know what I mean? He's a lot physical. He just didn't hit shots, and I think that's kind of was his downfall and things. But then we had to I didn't do too well on the 1v1 tag. But people don't understand, bro. We playing a lot of basketball in a short amount of time. You know what I mean? So from 1v1, I had to start off both days. And then on the
3v3.
third day, we doing random 1v1 tag teams. You know what I mean? And then from there, it was a 3v3 tag. I think I picked up my energy and did okay in that. And then ended up getting into a 2v2 call that I probably should have sat out, but I did join in. Shout out to Ness and Mike, you know what I mean? But overall, I did okay. Could have did a lot better, but being in a situation like that just makes me want to get back to the drawing board, get back in shape, really work on certain things, and now I'm back here, you know what I mean, to show things I did work on.
I feel like I get the sense talking to you recently that you're just kind of in a good space mentally. You're just focused on your self-growth and things like that. You've talked about dealing with anxiety and things like that. I respect all of it. Have you taken, it's been, like I said, it's been about a week. Have you taken the time to simply watch film on your opponent? I know you're so focused on yourself, but have you picked up and found anything that can work defensively and solve this puzzle that's Zay? Because downhill Zay, nobody's figured it out yet.
Yeah, I mean, I watch a little film. At the end of the day, it's pros and cons to film because there's so much film out there. You know what I mean? So he's able to adjust the same way I'm able to come in and adjust. You know what I mean? But with him, you just got to guard, and then you got to hit shots. Like I said, I don't believe anybody's just going to continue to go downhill. But he done proven himself to continue to do that. You know, it's been successful for him. And I feel like at the end of the day, defense is more about heart. You know what I mean? Little tactics and things to get him uncomfortable. But at the end of that, you got to be able to put the whole game together and score. You know what I mean? Make him work, make him move his feet, go downhill and make him do different things. 1v1 is about chess. It's not always about who's better, who's more talented. It's picking your spots, staying poised, and being level-headed.
I love it.
Beautiful. Yeah, let's dive into these matchups, man. So we need who you got winning, and we got to get score predictions. Everybody has given a score prediction yet.
All right, go ahead. You keep hitting me in that. I don't know. I'm gonna just say this because I feel like each game could go either way. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
You could go. You got Mike and Cam. That game go either way. Like you got who else? Let's go Moon. That game go either way. You feel what I'm saying? But I'm a go next chapter guys. I'm always go next chapter guys. Those the guys. That's who I'm rocking with. As far as Cam and Mike, I ain't gonna pick. They're both my brothers. Like I said, at any point, I feel like either one of them could win the game. So that's what the pay-per-view is for, because we don't know who's going to win. You know what I mean? It's all about our own biased predictions. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I'm glad to be a part of the show. I got to focus on me. I'm the first game of the day, so I got to bring the energy and start the day out right so I could, let that momentum carry over for the other guys.
Wow. They answered everything.
That was good.
Wow.
I'm not even gonna push. I'm not even gonna push and try to get the scores because it was
y'all trying to get
such
me
a polished answer. I'm like, all right, I got you.
Appreciate it.
Last thing we gotta ask is, look at your camera. Your camera's right here on the far right.
Yeah.
Tell the audience as to why February 1st is the most important date in YouTube basketball history.
I mean, February 1st is big because it's changing the culture. I mean, you gotta think we talking about pay-per-view 1v1s, where you got people flying in, driving across to see these games. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's very hyped up and they're life-changing. You talking about making money, real money. You know what I mean? That could set you up, not saying it's going to change your life, but it could set you up and put you in a position to do other things. You know what I mean? And that's why I'm here. Like I said, shout out to my babies, shout out to my twins. I love you, Tay and Sean. At the end of the day, win or lose, is always glory to God. But yeah, that's why we're here, bro. Like I said, we represent our cities, our families, and more. So, like I said, there's a lot of weight on everybody's shoulders because everybody's city and everybody's family is looking at them. But again, it's about who can overcome and get through and wave the storm. So,
love it.
All right, so Tay, ladies and gentlemen, appreciate you.
Yeah,
Bro.
bro.
My
God, bro. I did all right?
That was good.
That was a good bump.
That's good. Great bump, Tay.